So I made a post about Jonathan Ross, the ICE agent that unalived Renee Good, highlighting his position at each shot that he had took at her. At the time of me making this video, my post currently has 1.3k likes, 2.9k comments, and 191 shares. I'm not reading all that shit, but I am going to show you why I believe what I believe about the shooting based on the videos I've seen. Now, quick disclosure, I'm not a liberal. I don't have an agenda to push. And to be quite honest, I don't even think I'd really like this lady in real life. But that doesn't mean I'd like to see another human unalive because of that. Renee Good was a lesbian liberal feminist who had an alleged questionable record and lifestyle. I couldn't find anything on it, that's why I said alleged. Does any of this matter? No. I'm more focused on if the shooting was necessary or not. If you're happy that she was unalive because of this, there's no amount of footage I can show you to change your view on this. You might as well just stop the video here. Now, there was a lot of hateful people who commented with a lack of humanity. There was even some racist comments pointed towards me. What do I got to do with this? Racist conservatives hated Renee Good, but not as much as the melanin that was in my profile picture, apparently. Okay, so this is the first video that I saw.
Where the officer near the front bumper of the car fires his weapon.
Okay, she takes it out of brake. She puts it into drive.
Slow motion, where the officer...
Boom, he pulls his gun right there. She's about to start going forward.
Near the front bumper of the car,
And
fires his
boom.
weapon.
Right, that's the one that goes into... The first one went into the windshield, and then the other two went through the side window. So at this point to me, it looks to me like he didn't get hit. And then I saw this next video. That part sounded completely sarcastic to me. Let me know what you guys think. I don't know.
Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen.
They're clearly antagonizing. I see how that's annoying.
You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
I see why people said they fat-foed. I mean, they're clearly antagonizing. But also here, keep in mind too, you see her turning the wheel all the way right. Keep that in mind. This is the part where I was like, oh crap, he got hit. So that's where I went and typed, oh, I'm confused because in this one he got hit. But then I saw this next video, which kind of cleared it up for me. So in this one, it looks to me like he gets hit, obviously, right? And I could see now how the camera would look like it had like a big impact because, I mean, he clearly did touch the car. She did hit him. But it's when I started watching it slow down is where I started getting more of a picture of why she would probably think he wouldn't hit the car. Watch. He braces himself, he gets hit, right? I don't want to sound like I'm trying to make excuses for her, but at this point, I don't think she thought he was going to lean onto the car. But also, she shouldn't have accelerated. She shouldn't even have been there. I get it, but that doesn't equate to 3 in the dome. But let's keep watching. It gets even slower than this. Gets even slower. Now keep in mind, he leans up onto the car. He already had the gun out. Remember, he had the gun out before she accelerated. He's pointing out the window now. If you ask me, he could have already been out the way. But I believe what he thought was going to happen is that he was going to point the gun and be like, hey, stop. And then she wasn't going to move. But she started moving and he chose like, no, I'm going to shoot. He had time to get out the way, but he's leaning on the car. And then shot 1 through the windshield. Shot 2 through the side window. Shot 3 through the side window again. By shot 2 and 3, he was just like, forget it. I'm just going to finish this. And at the end of it, he calls her a effing B word. I think he was irritated and he just kind of followed through with what he was going to do, because the second and third shot made no sense. If you think you could explain that one away, go ahead. I see he was dedicated to aiming his gun at her, right? I believe he had time to step out of the way. They could have grabbed their license plate. They could even chase him. I know they're not really supposed to do that, but I don't believe he needed to shoot her 3 times. And I think it was just, she wasn't supposed to be there, first of all. What she was doing was very dumb, and I think she fat-phoed. I believe he didn't think she was going to accelerate after he pointed the gun at her. I believe she didn't think he was going to come in contact with the hood, because I don't think she expected him to lean forward onto it, still pointing the gun at her. Let me know what you think. And especially the second and third shot, he was way out of way by those. But if you think differently, let me know. That's what I saw. But after seeing these videos, I continued clicking on other videos that people were posting, and then I came upon this one that the guy said, look back at the first video, she had her tire turned left trying to hit him, and it slipped on ice, so she didn't get to hit him. So let's watch that one too.
Look at his feet right here in the back left. Let me make it a little bit easier for you guys to see. As I pull this forward, notice his feet both slide backwards. You see his foot sliding? Yeah, he's not taking a step. He's being hit by the vehicle. Now I can already hear you saying, hold on, Tim. If you're up against a vehicle and it accelerates and it pushes you out of the way, that doesn't warrant shooting somebody. Agreed. Let's go back to the live. Here's the officer. Here's the vehicle reversing. The officer is not in front of the vehicle. She reverses, and now he is in front of the vehicle. He initially is to the right of the vehicle. By all means argue he should not have placed himself in this position. We're talking about seconds. Now watch this.
Yes, he shouldn't have placed himself in that position, and I'm going to show you why at the end of this video.
The vehicle stops here. The wheels are pointed left. As you can see, the officer is standing right in front of the vehicle. Now watch this.
To get in that position, to go right, she has to have the tires turned left like that.
Right there. You see the front tire? Watch the front tire right here. The wheels are pointed left, and she accelerates. The wheel spins out on ice. Then, with the wheels pointed at the officer, having spun out already, meaning the officer can hear the engine rev with it pointed at him, he draws his weapon. And in a second, because this is slow mode, she then begins to turn right, hitting him, and he shoots. I want to stress this again. Her tire, her front tire on her SUV is spinning out on the...
All right, I'm going to stop it here because this is slow-mo. And I'm going to show you why her tire went from spinning left to right. She was in the midst of turning right. I'm going to show you proof in a second. But before that, he said that he saw the tires pointing at him. Watch this clip real quick. So Louder with Crowder does a little experiment to see if the ICE agent, Jonathan Ross, would be able to see if the tire was pointed at him, away from him, or if he couldn't see it at all.
Yeah, you try and hit me now. She comes forward a little bit. Okay. There you go. That's enough. Collapses. He has his hand. Can you just move the wheels a bunch, like go left to right? So. Yeah, there's no chance. There's no chance. You can't see it.
So as you can see there, he wouldn't be able to tell where the tires were pointed. And to prove the point even more, watch this next clip.
Out of control. Out of control.
All right. As you saw there, I'll play it one more time. She was turning her steering wheel all the way to the right before she went forward, which he could see. This is from his camera. He could see that she's turning all the way right. At this point, he could have backed up, been out of the way. Do you see my point? And then that last video, they're saying that she had it turned all the way left. As she's turning right, it's turning the tire from her backup position, which is left, to go to the right. You understand what I'm saying? So watch. Yeah. Now, based on the comments I saw in my posts, I know at this point, half of you guys are saying that this guy is a murderer. He needs to be locked up. He didn't have to do that. He could have got out of the way. there was no need for him to shoot that many bullets into the car. And then the other half of you are saying this girl effed around and she found out she shouldn't have been there. She was disregarding ICE agents and should have been following the law. But speaking of laws, I can't finish this video without going over some of the laws that are in play here. And I'm gonna let you guys decide if this was justified or not, or if it was humane or not. Can lethal force be used by ICE agents? Yes, in some cases. There's a general law. Lethal force can be used when you are in imminent threat of death or serious bodily injury. I'm paraphrasing a little bit of it. But Minnesota law, statute 609.066, authorized use of deadly force by peace officers when it is to protect the peace officer or another from death or great bodily harm, provided that there was no other option. Minnesota law, statute 609.06, authorized use of force. Deadly force may not be used against peace officers who have announced their presence and they are performing official duties. Now, I know half of you right now are like, oh, see, look, she messed up. But here is a very special Minnesota law right here. Officers there have a duty to retreat. If you are in a public place, like the street, park, restaurant, and can safely avoid a confrontation or escape from danger, the law requires you to do so before resorting to force. Now, I know the other half of you right now are like, see? But I'm gonna leave it up to you guys which ones could be enforced in these situations, which ones couldn't. I just worry that we're losing our humanity a little bit. It's too many people celebrating the unaliving of people nowadays like it's nothing. Worries me a bit. Even if she did F around and find out, I wouldn't be celebrating. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I believe it could have been avoided. I don't believe that she needed to get, lit up 3 times to the head. Don't believe that was necessary. I think that was excessive force. But let me know what you guys think. I have to go to work. Peace.
DTV.